Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Chronicles of Darash Israel. I'm Darash. Um, I'm back again with the story I want to tell you all about yesterday and how it spilled on over in today and the lessons that I learned from it. Um, First, for those of you who've been with me since day one, thank you. Welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I already would suggest that you guys go back, watch a few of my previous videos so that you can kind of get a feel of what my page is all about. I've been led here to share my story because my story has never been told. I'm also here to, of course, encourage and to enlighten and to find my soul tribe and to allow people to get to know me from me. Anyways, into the story. Okay, so yesterday, right? Yesterday was a beautiful day. At least it started off as a beautiful day. Went to work. Work was lovely. It was great. It was excellent. There was a whole vibe, it was good. Get off of work and start my car up. Get on the highway, right? Like immediately after I got on the highway, my car started acting funny. So it's not wanting to pick up speed, kind of jerking a little bit. So of course I pull on over to the shoulder, trying to figure out like what's going on. Okay, turn the car off, turn the car back on, go ahead and proceed to drive off. Get off the highway. Sounds like my car, may need some oil. So I get off the highway, I go to an auto store, purchase, oil and everything, get ready to put it in my car. Realize, no, I'm sorry, let me back up because there's way more to it than that. Okay, so I go and get the oil, right? Get ready to purchase it. I'm at the register. I go to unlock my card, except that my internet on my phone is not working. And when I say it's not working, I mean like it's not working at all. Like I'm sitting here waiting. It's barely inching through loading. Okay, so I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Okay, then I'm like, well, you know what? I normally don't lock this particular card that I wanted to use. So I said, well, let me go ahead and use Tap and Pay. I opened up my dang on Google Wallet just to realize that every last one of my cards have been deleted out of my wallet. Like they're not there. So I'm like, what? Okay. Like really trying to low key not freak out because I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. So I go back, try to log into one of my my bank accounts, right? The apps from my account. And it was logged out. I was logged out of it. So I put my password in. Password's not working. Then I get a message that says call customer service. So I call customer service, right? Customer service sends a link to my phone for me to reset it, the password. Okay. Problem is my internet's not working. So I tell the cashier like, hey, give me a minute. I'm gonna run out to my car to see if I can find my actual card. Go out to the car, looking all over the place, right? Can't find it. So eventually I do find it, but I'm like, I still have to unlock it, right? So I'm sitting outside of the auto parts store probably for about a good 45 minutes waiting for this page to load so that I can reset my password. Long story short, I eventually am able to reset my password and finally log into my account. But like I said, it took about 45 minutes for me to be able to do all of this, right? Now, mind you, I've probably been at the store about maybe a good hour by now. Okay, so finally get everything unlocked. No, I'm gonna back up just a little bit because there's more to it. So I'm sitting outside in the car waiting for this phone to load the app, right? And I'm like low key freaking out, but trying not to because I'm not understanding what is happening. How is it that my password is not working? How is it that I'm logged out of my accounts? How is it that all of my cards have been wiped out of my dang on Google Wallet? Like, I'm just not understanding. Like, I didn't do these things myself. So what is actually happening here, right? So I'm sitting and I'm like, low-key starting to freak out. I want to cry because this car is the only thing I've got left you know, in terms of being able to get back and forth to work, I have to be at work so darn early in the morning that I can't even catch a bus there, right? I can only catch the bus home. So I'm like, okay, this car is like really all I got. It's the last thing, you know, that keeps me making my money. So I get to the point where I want to cry. You know, I don't cry. I do turn around and, you know, the tears start welling up in my eyes. And I'm like, okay, you know, don't cry, don't freak out. And I just started like, you know, getting upset. Like, I'm frustrated now. I'm starting to low-key get stressed out. So I'm starting to get upset, and I'm starting to ramble and say things that I normally say. Like, I just don't understand what is happening, what's going on. Why is it that things have always got to be the hard way for me? Why can't I just have an easy road for once? Blah, 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 right? I'm just like going off. I'm just, you know, really, really into the bitterness, right? And so all of a sudden I just stopped, because it was like, hold up. You're doing it again. You're stuck in that mindset of lack. You're stuck in that impoverished mindset. Like, just stop it, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's going to work out. Do what you can do. And what you can't, you leave to the Most High, right? Okay. So I immediately stopped complaining. And I started speaking to Satan. And I started telling him, get underneath my foot where you belong and stay there. I know that I'm close to my breakthrough. I know that my blessings are here, and I'm right at the cusp of them. You are not going to block my blessings. You are not going to steal what is for me. What's meant for me is mine, and you can't take it. I started telling him, I'm not going to allow him to make me block my blessings either, right? Then I left him alone, and I started praying to my Father above. I started praying to the universe. I started praying to my ancestors. I started praying to my spirit guides. And I started asking them, like, hey, help me out. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Guide me, lead me, send me some help. I'm stuck here. I don't know about cars. I don't know what's going on with this car. I need your help. Okay? After my prayer, I calmed myself down. I was eventually able to go ahead, reset the password, and do what I needed to do. Okay? I go into the store, I make my purchase. I come out, I lift the hood, and I realize that the dang on cap to the motor oil is missing in itself, which explains why I had oil all over the hood of my car, right? So anyway, I go ahead, I go back in the store, I purchase a cap for it, put the oil in, put the cap on. Right before I get ready to start the car, I realize my tire on the passenger side is on a flat. And when I say on flat, I mean it's on the rim type flat, right? Wow. When it rains, it pours, I'm thinking, right? If it ain't one thing, it's another, I'm thinking, right? But again, that's that dang on mindset of lack. That's that impoverished mindset that I was, you know, still kind of like toying around with, right? So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm not too far from a Quick Trip. I think Quick Trip does free air, right? So I give my sister a call. Hey, sis, confirm it with her. And she's like, yeah, you're good. I drive about a half a mile up the street. I get to the Quick Trip. I park right in front of the air. I go ahead and I get ready to attach the dang thing, right? Thinking I'm going to fill my tire up. Well, guess what, you guys? I was there for about 15 minutes and my tire did not fill up at all. Like, nothing was happening. It stayed in the exact same state that it was when I started. So now I'm sitting here, I'm stressed out, and I want to cry again. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, you know, the Most High is going to work it out. You got to just calm down, right? So a couple of people came through, you know, to get air for their tires. One person asked if I needed any help. I explained to him because I eventually remembered that when I purchased it, that when I got the tire, I was told something about the tube, tire tube or something like that needed to be replaced. And so it dawned on me like, oh my goodness, until that's replaced, I'm not going to be able to get any air to stay in this tire. So I explained that to the guy, like, hey, there's nothing we can do. It won't fill up, right? I'm on the phone. Have to call my ex-husband because he knows more about the car than I do. He's the one who's been dealing with it all these years, right? So I'm asking him questions and he's walking me through things or whatever. And then we remember, like, I have a spare tire underneath my car and I have a jack in my car, right? Only thing is I don't know how to put on a spare. So anyways, like I said, a couple of people came through, only one person had asked if I needed any help. Couldn't really use his help. Eventually, there was another guy that pulls up. He's here to get air for his tire, right? But he does see how flat mine is, and so he asks me, hey, do you need any help filling up your tire? And I tell him what's going on. And he said, you're the reason I'm here. He says, I have no business being in this area. There's nothing I need in this area. He said, but for some reason, I decided to stop at the store. He said, while I was in the store, he said, I heard a voice tell me to leave and don't purchase anything. Just go. He said, I get out to my car. He said, my tire looks a little low on air. So I decided to come across the street to go ahead and put some air in it before I go ahead and head home. He says, but I don't need, he said, if you look at my tire, I don't need the air. And he really didn't need the air, you guys. He says he gets the Quick Trip and he sees me. He said, you're the reason I'm here. You're the reason that the voice was telling me to leave. He said, I'm here to help you and I'm going to help you. I'm so grateful, right? So I tell him about the spare that I have. He tells me, okay, great. I'm not a mechanic. I don't really know much about cars, but I do know how to change a tire. The blessing in that part, on top of him just helping me and being there, and the Father actually letting me know that he heard my prayer earlier and he was answering me, right? So the guy says, here, I want you to watch everything that I do. He says, because Black Queen, he said, you're not going to change a tire. He said, but if you're ever in this situation again, he said, you're going to be able to walk the next person through the process, right? Which is a blessing for me because I'm an independent woman. I am newly single, especially a single parent now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to need to know some of these things, right? So that was a blessing for me. I was grateful that he was willing to show me and walk me through it. So he showed me how to take off the spare tire. He showed me how to jack up the car, told me how to take off the old tire, the lug nuts, the whole nine, right? Showed me how to change the spare. After we get the whole thing changed, right? He's telling me, I'm asking him like, hey, can I have your contact information? Because when I get paid, I want to bless you. Like, I really appreciate you and your help. You know, same time, I'm giving glory to the Most High. He's giving glory to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We're both praising him for this moment because I prayed, he listened, and we both were brought together for this particular reason, for him to help me, right? So he says, hey, you know what? How about you just come to one of my shows?